Coming up on this edition of VCU InSight, we look at a local charity opening up to fight breast cancer.
A Richmond singing group highlights their German heritage.
And VCU students learn to cut costs while eating healthier by buying fresh. All that and more, VCU InSight starts right now.
Hello, and welcome to VCU InSight. I'm Scott Wyant.
And I'm Megan Gallagher. Thanks for joining us. A few days ago, VCU Athletics lost one of their own with the death of baseball coach Paul Keyes. In April, he was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. Keyes was 50 years old.
He spent 18 seasons as the Rams head coach, winning 603 games. Keyes is credited with building VCU's baseball program into what it is today, after taking over in 1995. He is also known for sending Rams to baseball's major leagues, 36 in all, including former All-Star Brandon Inge, current Cincinnati Reds Sean Marshall, and New York Yankee relief pitcher Cody Epley.
And then Coach Keyes, who led us the whole way through, helped me, become the type of person that I am today.
Coach Keyes is survived by his wife Tricia and his 3 children, Paul Jr., Mackenzie, and Kyle. VCU Athletics is asking fans to post pictures on social media sites of their hand showing Keyes number 5 with the hashtag PK5.
For all the talk about the youth vote in this election, college students aren't really known as voters. This year, a nonpartisan student campaign is hoping to change that. InSight's Zachary Holden has the story.
A group of VCU honor students were busy at work in the weeks leading up to the presidential election. VCU Votes is the product of an honors class called Social Media in the Presidential Race, which explores the use of social media in the presidential election, as well as the elections at the state and congressional level. Member of the VCU Votes campaign, Alex Hines, explains what the class is doing to spread the word about voting.
The whole point of the class is to organize a Get Out the Vote campaign. And we did that through VCU Votes, our hashtag.
Students in the class were equipped with iPads to track data and do on-the-go reporting on how the elections were panning out. The VCU Votes campaign provided students with information such as where to vote, how to obtain an absentee ballot, and how to get registered if they weren't already. Hines also says the youth vote is important in each election and shouldn't be taken for granted.
As young people, it's important for us to be educated about the candidates and to vote because it's our future.
The turnout for college students is always a question during each election, even though in 2008, the turnout was at 49%. Using social media, VCU Votes wanted to ensure they reached out to as many students as possible to get out the importance of voting and keep the youth turnout up. Social media expert and class professor, Dr. Marcus Mesner, wants students to make their decision wisely.
But the main objective that we're having, though, is informing people to make an educated choice, of course, to vote, but to make an educated choice.
Providing information about the candidates, the goal of VCU Votes is to get students to do one thing.
You guys already registered?
Yeah. Vote. For VCU InSight, I'm Zachary Holden.
VCU Votes handed out hundreds of flyers comparing the candidates. They even succeeded in getting 30 students registered to vote, as well as helping 5 students apply for an absentee ballot. Breast Cancer Awareness Month just wrapped up, but there's still a lot going on in the Richmond area to raise awareness. One organization has even opened a special house to help those fighting the disease. VCU InSight's Jabari Powell has more.
Autumn leaves decorate the sidewalk on the 100 block of East Clay Street. It's a symbol of change that we see every year. But if you take a closer look, you'll find a group of women that want to change lives every day.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Sisters Network Incorporated is an African American breast cancer survivorship organization. Since its founding in 1994, it's expanded to more than 40 chapters in more than 20 cities. Earlier this month, the Central Virginia chapter opened a Sisters House in Richmond's Jackson Ward neighborhood, the first of its kind. Chapter President Brenda Archer is grateful for the move.
We love this house.
According to Archer, African American women aren't diagnosed with breast cancer more than other women, but their mortality rate is much higher. The higher death rate is often linked to a lack of appropriate health care or a late diagnosis. In many cases, Archer feels it boils down to fear. The Sisters Network's response? Support and education. And with a permanent location now in Jackson Ward, they plan to do just that. Breast cancer survivor Pearl Patterson is more familiar with that support than others.
They were just right there, and everybody just sort of embraced me. So that was wonderful.
The Sisters Network hopes to build a strong relationship with local doctors and physicians so that they can be there to help women fight breast cancer the moment they are diagnosed. For VCU InSight, I'm Jabari Powell.
The Sisters House is located at 105 East Clay Street and is open to the public Monday through Friday from 10 to 2.
The Central Virginia Highland Games and Celtic Festival made its return on the weekend of October 20th and 21st. Now under new management, the festival brings together residents from all over the region to celebrate heritage. InSight's Mike Curtis has more.
Bagpipes and beer. Just a couple of items on the menu at the Central Virginia Highland Games and Celtic Festival at Richmond International Raceway. Crowds from all across the state gathered here on October 20th to celebrate Celtic culture. One of the participants of the festival was 14-year-old Ian Nyday. He says he took his inspiration from Scottish games he attended when he was little.
I'd seen all these bagpipers playing, I just wanted to be like them, so I started playing.
Nyday was just one of the many people that made this festival stand out. There was an official bagpipe band competition. Crowds gathered to watch professional Celtic athletes. A total of 7 Celtic-inspired bands took the main stage. Attendees could even learn how to throw hatchets.
Event organizers have said they expect over 30,000 ticket sales, and these ticket sales will be directed towards a heartwarming cause.
The Cullither Brain Tumor Quality of Life Center at St. Mary's Hospital took the reins of the event this year. Mark Stepanian, along with his father-in-law, Jack Cullither, founded the center. They wanted to sponsor a marquee event to aid brain cancer patients.
It's a new event. We're just cutting our teeth, so to speak, but we want to do our best to make it a great thing for everyone involved so it can go on for years and years.
It was Stepanian and Cullither's initiative to keep the event alive that allowed people like Nyday to enjoy themselves.
It has been really nice and warm, and I've loved it. This has been great people.
On that note, close your eyes and allow Nyday to take you away to Scotland. For VCU InSight, I'm Mike Curtis.
The proceeds from the Highland Games and Celtic Festival will go directly towards helping patients at the Cullither Center.
Now from Scotland to Germany, and another group who knows a thing or two about throwing parties. Oktoberfest means beer and food, and in the River City, a men's group who keeps tradition alive with singing. InSight's Manhattan Royal has more.
Every year on the last weekend of October, a German men's singing group teams up with the German American Sports Club to host an Oktoberfest here in Richmond. This year, the festivities happen at the Richmond Showplace. Gesangverein Virginia is a men's singing group that dates back to 1852. Though the group does not sing as much as the original founders, they continue to meet every month to learn and share the German culture. Every October, they share these customs with all Richmonders.
It's important for people to understand if they can't go to Germany themselves, we bring a taste of Germany here.
The annual Oktoberfest intertwines German and American cultures, creating a unique blend of backgrounds and a sense of pride.
One thing that I really like that it almost gets me weepy-eyed is each year, each night, we actually sing the German national anthem and the American national anthem. It's just a way to learn something about your past and make a lot of good memories.
Gesangverein Virginia started as a group of German immigrants in Richmond, but is now open to all who are interested. From the beer to the folk songs, the group focuses on preserving the German culture. Those who come to the festival also create traditions of their own, with a crowning of the Oktoberfest Queen, a grand parade, and even an annual chicken dance. It's no wonder why people continue to join year after year.
Every year we come and enjoy it. come and see us and enjoy our Oktoberfest with us.
According to the group, it's one festival that you don't want to miss.
We have great bands, great food, great beer. Everybody should come out and check it out.
The group's traditions continue to be passed down as they bring a little bit of Munich to the Mechanicsville Turnpike. For VCU InSight, I'm Manhattan Royal.
According to the Oktoberfest website, more than 5,000 people attended this year's two-day event.
For the past 5 years, VCU organizations have partnered with neighborhoods around campus to help spruce things up. Tonight's InSight's Gabrielle Jackson has one of the coordinators of Paint the Town Green in the studio.
Tonight I'm talking with Ron Brown, the coordinator of VCU's Paint the Town Green. Ron, thanks for joining us.
Sure, glad to be here.
So tell me a little bit about Paint the Town Green.
Well, Paint the Town Green is an initiative that was put on by the Council on Community Engagement, and it's a Caring to Act calendar of event. And it's in its third year cycle. We do it twice a year. We do it in the fall, and we do it in the spring, in April. And this previous one, we actually had participation of probably about 600 to 700 people. We partnered with a service learning class, which is Organizational Behavior 319. And that class consisted of 5 class sections. So there was a total of 267 students working to help put this event on. And they pretty much set it up just like you would a business corporation. And they had team leaders, they had the group that would plan on marketing and just pretty much everything you can think of. And we were able to reach out pretty far all the way to Petersburg. And we even had soldiers from Fort Lee present, as well as from the City of Richmond, the Department of Juvenile Justice. We had students out there. The Aspire program, which is a VCU program, as well as various student orgs across the campus.
So what neighborhoods did you actually go and clean up?
We cleaned up Carver, Jackson Ward, Oregon Hill, Randolph, The Fan, West Avenue, and Mosby Court on the east end.
So besides the people actually from VCU that actually helped out with Paint the Town Green, were there other neighborhoods that decided to come out and help you guys out?
Oh, in each neighborhood, one of the things that we do is we partner with the group from the neighborhood. So in each neighborhood, we had a representation that came out to help direct us around the neighborhood and help to coordinate. We also started about 2 months prior to the actual date of the event, to where the students went into those neighborhoods and they learned about the history of the neighborhood and why is it important, why is it a neighborhood that you want to live in. And they also did things like use the City of Richmond 311 system for See, Click, Fix, where they reported things such as traffic lights, sidewalks, potholes, things that needed repair. All that was reported ahead of time. So on the actual day of the event, that's when we actually got out and in the Fan, we cleaned and beautified 7 parks. At Carver Elementary School, we did a beautification project, as well as the revitalization of the greenhouse at Carver School. And in the other neighborhoods, we just picked up trash and did basic things of that nature.
Okay. How did you guys, actually come up with the concept of Paint the Town Green?
Well, there's always a situation of students living in the residential neighborhoods and students doing what students do, and the problem that causes in the neighborhood, the negative repercussions of that. And we wanted to do something positive for the residential areas, plus to get the students to interact with the residents. What has come out of it is that when our students realize, by working in these neighborhoods and working side by side and learning the history, why is this neighborhood a special place? It tends to foster a different attitude of respect for living there, as well as for the people that live there. By them working with these students, it's not just that student, it's not that kid that I see every day, it's a familiar face or name. So it actually heals that relationship from kind of the inside out.
So, you're telling me so many great things about it, how did it turn out in the end?
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. It's funny because with the management class and the SGA that was also helping to put this on, we had many, many meetings and talked about possible scenarios of what would happen. And, just like anything, it's like the party that you have at home or your family reunion. Whatever didn't happen, we knew that it didn't happen, but no one else did.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a great event.
That's good. I've been speaking with Ron Brown. Thank you so much for joining us. He's the coordinator of VCU's Paint the Town Green. Thanks for being here.
Sure.
Richmond has lots of volunteer organizations, including one that makes sure all those people stay busy. And in late October, it was all hands on deck to help the community. InSight's Sue Johnson has our story.
The nonprofit organization Hands On Greater Richmond was started in 2007 and has been working to improve the city of Richmond ever since. One event that they use to do this is their annual Greater Richmond Hands On Day.
It's usually like 30 to 40 projects that are happening on Hands On Day.
Hands On Day is a day of community service where volunteers get the opportunity to help out local groups and organizations. One of the organizations that was visited today is the Richmond Ronald McDonald House.
We have this beautiful 9-bedroom home here on Monument Avenue that serves families as they travel to Richmond with their sick children.
A house like this one relies heavily on help from the community.
You have a group like Hands On, which is actually making sure that these giving people have something to do.
Danny Mallory is the president of the Richmond chapter of James Madison University Alumni Association. JMU made up a large portion of today's Ronald McDonald House volunteers.
Well, we wanted to do a program that multiple generations could help.
So JMU graduate Catherine D'Souza brought her children along for the event.
We brought food up to the kitchen and we organized games.
They're having a good time and I think they'll be glad they came.
Volunteers have said that this was a meaningful opportunity for them to be a part of.
Devoting your time and energy towards something in the community.
But in the end, the staff and families are, what Russell says, the most appreciative of our giving community.
I love this place. And I love the people in it.
Sprucing up the house that love built. For VCU InSight, I'm Sue Johnson.
If you're interested in volunteering or your organization needs volunteers, check out the Hands On Greater Richmond website. You can find volunteer opportunities right from their homepage.
It was another busy Halloween season for costume shops, but theme parties and other holidays keep people dressing up year-round. VCU InSight's Brittany Tilley looks at one shop here in Richmond and what happens after the trick or treating.
Allie Moore, a student at St. Gertrude's High School, has to dress up for a school contest once a year. Moore says they make up their own songs and dances and perform them at the Landmark Theater.
I am shopping for a fat suit because we're being Honey Boo Boo.
Since 2005, the costume rental business has more than doubled, according to a costume industry study, because of increased interest in dressing up for different occasions. This year, Americans spent around $8 million on renting and buying costumes.
This Queen of Hearts costume is one of 4,000 pieces that can be rented from Premier Costumes year-round.
Manager Ronnie Cash has been with Premier Costumes for around 28 years and has seen the evolution of how often costumes are needed. Although many costumes are now bought online, he believes one thing keeps their customers coming back.
Personal service is probably the main thing. We will walk you through every step that we can. We'll guide you where we need to.
Halloween is when they do 50% of their business, but other holidays also bring in a lot of people looking for costumes. Whether it's Mardi Gras with masks and beads, or an Easter parade where a full body costume is needed.
We have 30 bunnies that we rent 2 weekends in a row, every single one of them.
Being able to see a costume before you purchase or rent it is an advantage for many costume shops that are open year-round while competing with the internet. For VCU InSight, I'm Brittany Tilley.
Independent local restaurants are all over the Richmond area. But in 2012, some are facing problems competing with chain restaurants, and several have closed. InSight's Nicholas Nightingale takes a look at what many consider a disturbing trend.
When you look around Richmond, restaurants are everywhere. Carrie Pfeiffer, senior food writer for Richmond.com, keeps up to date on the local independent dining scene. Her Death March, a list of restaurants around the city that have either closed or been sold, has reached more than 30 for 2012 alone.
Some of these restaurants that are failing, either they're not putting any thought or effort into the food or the service, or maybe the location was a challenge, or maybe their concept wasn't right for the location.
Among those 30-plus independent local restaurants that have closed this year, over a dozen have shut their doors in the last 2 months alone. A reason why? According to Nation's Restaurant News, restaurants are hurting nationally, showing profit declines between April and June of this year. Pfeiffer says that in Richmond, the independents suffer more than the chains.
I think especially in this economy, when people are being watchful with their money and mindful of their money, they're going to go where they know they're going to, where they feel safe, where they know they're going to get the value they want and the service they want and the consistency they want. I think independent restaurants don't always offer that.
Not everyone agrees that local independent restaurants hurt in the city. In fact, a manager I spoke to here at local Caliente says that independent restaurants are meant to do well in the city.
No, not here, not in this town. I see where that would impact business in different towns, but in Richmond, I think everybody's very much more centered around local business.
It's not all bad for the independent scene, however. On October 12th, Pfeiffer announced that 35 new independent restaurants will be opening here in town over the next several months. For VCU InSight, I'm Nicholas Nightingale.
Of those 30-plus local restaurants that have encountered problems this year, nearly a third have reopened under new management or will open back up in the near future. One trend that doesn't look like it's stopping is the Richmond food truck courts. One truck is known for healthy food and to donating to local charities. InSight's Diva Payne is in the studio tonight with someone who knows best.
I'm here with Emily Jones, an employee with RVA Vegan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So RVA Vegan is different from most food carts. You guys give all your profits away. Can you tell me about that?
The owner at Edge tries to give as much as he can to nonprofits, and just kind of like is a self-sufficient independent business owner, and our goal is like to mainly try to do fast, affordable, and healthy food for students, and especially now that Richmond is kind of opening up to lunch cart food or street food. That's definitely, we've had to kind of like work our way into that.
Have Heart is the organization that you guys donate your money to. What exactly does Have Heart do for the community?
Their main thing is he organizes exercise classes for people who otherwise would have no options for a healthy lifestyle.
What is it like working in the food truck court?
It can get hectic. There's something always going wrong. We work on this really old pink bus, so but it's fun. It's great. It was great in the summer and in the fall when the weather is nice and people would come out, and it's just a casual atmosphere, positive.
How does the cuisine at RVA Vegan differ from the other food carts?
We try to have everything under $2. The whole menu is under $2, and just healthy and fast. Our serving time is under 30 seconds, so that's what we try to do.
Wow, that's really fast. What type of food is it?
It's tacos and cupcakes. We make cupcakes fresh we try to do it day before every event, and the tacos are kind of like scoop and serve, so we have it all ready to go, and yeah, it's easy.
Since the products are entirely vegan, what is your most popular item on the menu?
I think the two basic ones are the potato taco and the beef taco, and then we've kind of experimented with different things to do, like barbecue taco and a fish taco.
I've been speaking with Emily Jones, an employee with RVA Vegan. Thank you, Emily, for coming out.
Thank you, no problem.
Eating healthy can be tough on a college budget, but some VCU students have found a way to save money and eat healthy just a couple blocks from campus. InSight's Kathleen Stone has the story.
Some VCU students are turning to local farmers markets as an alternative to going to the grocery store.
You get way too many peppers for like $1.
The demand for locally grown fruits and vegetables has increased activity at farmers markets across the nation. The Department of Agriculture states that the farmers market activity has increased about 10% in the past year. Markets like the Birdhouse Market right off of VCU's campus are providing students with local and affordable fresh and organic fruits and vegetables. It is 25 to 30 vendors and meets every Tuesday from 3:30 to 7 p.m.
For just $10 and a quick show of their ID, students are able to get a basket of fruits and vegetables to take home.
VCU senior Mary Carter says she's been planning for this farmer's market for months. She says eating healthy is important to her.
I got radishes, like a whole thing of carrots, 4 or 5 apples, red peppers, green peppers.
For some students, eating fast and on the go is the only time they have to eat their meals. That doesn't always have to mean expensive or unhealthy, though.
It doesn't cost a lot of money to eat healthy.
VCU student and Wellness Center intern Brittany Watson says she knows college students are on a budget and on the go.
Some things over here can be freshly prepared that you can carry in a plastic bag with you, wrap up, add a few seasonings to it, and have it as a salad.
Agriberry farm owner Ann Geyer says she wants students to understand the importance of eating diverse, healthy foods.
Well, one of the important things certainly is to have the diversity of not only vegetables, but fresh fruits and berries.
Research studies from the Food Research and Action Center show that healthy eating has been linked to better student performance academically. For VCU InSight, I'm Kathleen Stone.
Check out the City of Richmond's webpage for a listing of area farmers markets and other cultural events.
And that's going to do it for another edition of VCU InSight. Make sure to check us out online at insight.vcu.edu. Thanks for watching. I'm Scott Wyant.
And I'm Megan Gallagher. We'll see you next time.